South Australia has introduced a bill to legislate the First Nations voice to the Parliament to provide First Nations people a greater say in decisions and issues that affect them. The voice will inform South Australia's Parliament and government to influence laws, policies and programs at the highest level of decision making. Regions will be established in South Australia, each with their own gender diverse local First Nations voice. Members of the local First Nations voice are First Nations people, elected by First Nations people at the same time as state elections. These members can talk to and consider matters of interest to local First Nations people and engage and collaborate with public sector agencies, local government and other organisations. Local First Nations voices would appoint 2 presiding members of differing genders from each region. The combination of each region presiding members make up the state's First Nations voice. The state's First Nations voice are then able to present their views on matters of importance to First Nations people to the Parliament, the government and other bodies. It will be able to address the Parliament on particular bills of interest to First Nations people, make an annual address to Parliament, provide reports to the Parliament on matters of interest, speak to ministers and chief executives about the operations, budgets and priorities of their department in an annual engagement hearing. This will be purely advisory and will have no decision-making capabilities or voting rights on legislation within the Parliament. Too often, decisions have been made for First Nations people and not by First Nations people. This can change that.